Chloe here, and I'm actually outside. Well, I'm sort of outside actually. Had this built, it's like our sort of outdoor lounge, and we're in March here, Northern Hemisphere, and it's spring, and we've got the sun out, which is fantastic, and it's super warm. It's about 12 degrees, 13 degrees, which is such a treat. We've been having a lot of snow of late and a lot of rain, and it's been really cold, so it's beautiful to have some sun, and I feel very blessed to be able to sit outside in my sacred site here, listening to rookery over there, our ravens. They've got about 13, 14 nests there. They're very busy, they're very talkative today. I don't know whether you can hear them, you probably can a little bit. But they are talking a lot and sharing a lot of energy over there, which is beautiful. So I wanted to pop on and do a quick recording for you, all about the energies of next week, because they are huge. And to me, it's like a gateway. It's a portal into very, very rapid change. Oh, what have we got there? Oh, got a lovely bee. How lovely. Into very, very rapid change. And it really kicks off astrologically next week. We have, well, in England anyway, it's on the 20th. We have the Equinox on Monday. We then have the new moon in Aries on Tuesday, and it's actually the astrological beginning of the new year. And then on the 23rd, we have Pluto entering into Aquarius, which is another huge shift of energy. So I kind of just want to break down a little bit of what that means next week, but really it's going to signal a whole momentum, like moving forward of energy, of a new type of energy, let's put it that way, of huge new beginnings, but also definitely April, because we've got the eclipses coming in April all the way to October, and then coming in again next year, 2024, there's a whole piece around the economy. Now, we can already start to feel this wobble, but it's going to intensify. There's going to be a whole shift that's going to occur there, which was always astrologically predicted. It has to happen. It's important it happens, because it's going to allow the new to come in. So I want to talk a little bit about that as well, and how we can navigate all of this, because it's going to create a lot of kind of outer chaos in all of this. But if you know how to navigate that, you're going to really be able to create some amazing and very stable foundations for you in that. And that is a blessing, I feel. So let's start with the equinox. So the first thing to say about the equinox is, and I've said in previous recordings, what's really happening with the equinox is that the planet is coming to an energetic state of balance. Now, what that means for each one of us is that it supports each one of us to come into a state of balance. Now, that state of balance is not like a balance or harmony that you've always had before, like you're trying to achieve that harmony you've always had before. No. What it really is happening is that your higher self is supporting you to find a whole new level of balance. And it does that by decoding. So this is what the full moon supported us to do a couple of weeks ago. It was initiating a huge decoding process within your energetic system so that you could release and let go of anything that was no longer in alignment with whom you were becoming. Okay? And this is going to carry on until Monday, where we are all being given the opportunity to find a new state of alignment, a new state of inner balance. Okay, now when you reach that point of balance, and you only have to actually reach it for a few minutes, but when I'm talking about that new state of balance, I'm talking on all levels of your being. So it's not just like balance, I want to say hormonally, I don't even know why I'm going to say that, but hormonally, let's say hormonal balance or emotional balance or physical balance. It's also a balance between, say, the hemispheres of your brain, or a balance between, let's say, the electromagnetic aspect of you and your physical body, or let's say it's a balance between your spiritual sense of self and your physical reality. It could be a balance between, say, your lines of force, between your divine masculine and your divine feminine. It could be a balance between your main chakras, 7 chakras, and your higher 5 chakras. So it's trying to find an inner state of balance between all of those aspects of your being, because you are a complex, energetic being. So that pulls up a lot, and you've most likely been feeling that intensity in the lead up, and I would say probably in the last 2 weeks, ever since the full moon, really, as you are energetically trying to find a whole new state of balance. So that will reach peak on Monday. Now, when you are able, and if you're able to find that new state of balance and hold that balance, like I said, it doesn't have to be for long, but just enough for you to then be able to pull through and download new codes, right? Because those codes cannot fully come in until you reach an absolute state of equilibrium within yourself. So that is what is happening over the equinox, and it was why, even though I'm super, super busy, I felt very drawn. Oh, I've got this bee, this beautiful bee, bless it, just kind of buzzing around there. And this is why I felt really guided to offer for everybody an Equinox event online that you can attend live or you can watch the replay. And there's kind of different aspects that I'm doing with that. One is I will be running my holographic blueprint templating procedure, and that really works on your divine blueprint and supporting you to activate more of your divine blueprint within all of that. So really working with your personal hologram to realign it to the divine hologram. Also going to be doing a journey, a Merkaba journey to Uluru for like a reconnection process, and that reconnection process is to your spiritual lineage. I felt that very deeply, that this was a big part, and I'll explain in a minute why, but this was a big part of this whole process that's going on. And I think because of Saturn in Pisces, but this whole like reconnection to your spirituality in a much deeper way. And so part of that is an ownership of it. Part of that is connecting into your spiritual gifts, your spiritual abilities, opening up more of your psychic abilities. And part of that is a reconnection. I kind of want to say reclaiming. I don't know why, but I want to say reclaiming of your spiritual lineage, because the more you connect to your spiritual lineage and connect to your spiritual team at that level, I feel the more powerful the impact you have on this planet, because you are connecting to something that is way bigger than you. and really connecting to why you came onto this planet. And I really do believe everyone that's watching this video right now, that you do have a big part to play in this awakening that's happening. You have gifts, you have wisdom, you have knowledge, you have unique frequency that is important, that is shared with the world. However that manifests itself. And again, that is a big aspect of Saturn in Pisces, which we have entered into. I think it was on the 7th of March. Because what Saturn in Pisces is supporting each one of us to do is to bring that spiritual awareness, to bring that spiritual aspect, those spiritual aspects of ourselves into a more concrete form. It's not always easy, it's slightly challenging, but a very, very worthwhile journey. And also I would say a journey as to why you came onto this planet, right? Because if you are not sharing those aspects of yourself in some shape or form, if it's, you know, if it's through your creativity, if it's through your drawing, through your music, through your words, through your healing, through your wisdom, through your knowledge, through your frequency, if you're not somehow sharing that with others, which is very much what the Aquarian age is all about. It's about being your unique self, but sharing that in a group in some way, then really, why are you here? I know that sounds a bit harsh, doesn't it? But like, you know, this is why we're here. But I also understand how traumatic it can feel to us to actually do that and to share that out in the world because of past conditioning, because of what's happened in past lives to us. And so there's a lot of clearing and decoding around all of that. But next week is like a whole new portal, a whole new opening up, because there is so much of those new beginnings coming through. And as long as you can keep moving forward and keep stepping out of your comfort zone and keep recognizing the signs that spirit and the universe is showing you, and you can keep moving forward with that, then these whole new amazing beginnings are going to birth. But you have to follow the breadcrumbs. You do actually have to take that action, but that action needs to be inspired, aligned action, which means you have to surrender the ego. You have to surrender the ego to enable that process to happen. But before we even get to that point, this equinox is supporting us to get to that absolute balance so that we can get the downloads, so that we can receive the codes, so that we can receive the light, so we can receive the revelations, the insight, and actually, really interestingly, the clarity and those higher perceptions. And the reason I say that is that it's going to be the clarity and the higher perceptions that is going to enable you to move forward. Because without that, without your conscious, intentional co-creation, right, you're not going to manifest. But to have that conscious, co-creational, intentional perception, right, you've got to be able to have the clarity. You've got to be able to have the revelations. You've got to be able to have the insights. You've got to be able to have the downloads. You've got to be able to see the vision, right? All of that is going to come in place. I feel for most of you, or for many of you, you've already got some of those pieces in place already. You've already got an understanding, you've already had some visions, some revelations, some insights. I feel this equinox is you're going to gain more clarity around that. And what in my Equinox event is going to be supporting you further in that as well, I feel. And then the very next day we come into the new moon in Aries. And so every new moon, once a month, in my Temple Activate membership, I facilitate a live group. Oh, I call it healing, but I actually don't like the word healing, but I know most people understand what I'm saying by healing. And really what I'm meaning is really an upgrade, an energetic upgrade. And in that energetic upgrade, I work with the frequencies of transference healing, and what those frequencies at the very core, what they do, they work with the black and the white ray. And at the very core, what they do is they move you through an energetic shift, right? They take you from one state of being to another. And this is why I run them over a new moon, because that is what the new moon is, right? It's a whole new beginning. But like this week, it's like when you look at the astrological chart, there is so much of those new beginnings. And so I've already pulled the cards for that group session that I will be doing live. And when I look at those cards, it is all around that higher clarity and perception, shifting so that you can see things in a whole new way. So a lot of shifting on that third eye so that you can gain a higher clarity, a higher vision, a higher perception, because that is where you connect to the opportunities, right? You cannot connect to those infinite possibilities that are out there unless you firstly got to have that shift of perception, that shift of clarity, so that you can open up, because those possibilities are always out there. They're everywhere, right? Energetically in the quantum field. So first of all, you have got to be open. If you're not open energetically to be able to even see them, there's no way you're going to manifest them. So that's the very, very first thing that needs to happen. And that's why I was so thrilled when the dragonfly came through for us for Tuesday, because that's going to really support that process. Really support that process. But also, interestingly, dragonfly is also around sensitivity and supporting those of us who are sensitive. And we also got fox, which again is around sensitivity. Now, there's going to be a lot of chaos playing out, right, over the next, really this year and coming into next year. A lot of it around the economy. I've been saying that for a while. Nothing new than what I'm saying here, but again, just for those of you that are new to my world or have not listened to me in terms of speaking around this, it's going to be a lot of dissolving around old structures, around the big structures around the economy, and a lot of truth being revealed around this. It has to happen. This has to play out. But of course, because money is so linked to our security, our self-worth, the very fundamental structures of what make up our reality, it's going to create a lot of, or could create a lot of triggers within each one of us because of that. So what I feel these cards are saying is that if you are already aware of what's playing out, if you are already comfortable knowing this is playing out and you're comfortable within your sense of self, what I feel this is saying is that because of your sensitivity and your empathic nature, just be aware of not taking on of too many other people's fears and concerns, right? Because there's going to be a huge on the planet, a lot of fear is going to play out. So if you know that you're sensitive, if you know that you take on too much of other people's energies, I would highly suggest that you do not listen to the news and you do not put yourself in environments, whether it's online environments or whether it's physical environments, where you're going to get impacted if it's going to make you unstable in that. And the reason I say that is that the best way for each one of us to navigate this huge portal over the next 6 to 12 months, the best way to navigate this is to be able to firstly be very consciously intentional about what it is you're wishing to manifest, and then be able to lock onto it and literally co-create it and work with it every single day and in the micro moments if you can do. And that's what I've been really working with my quantum manifestation members, is working with them with that, so that you know, we're really focused on what it is we wish to co-create and connect to the energy of that, and not what is dissolving. And that's because when we are in any shifts of consciousness, shifts of reality, it's, you know, it's challenging, because the old is dissolving but the new has not yet birthed. And because the new has not yet birthed and we cannot see it, it's not tangible in our reality, it's so easy to kind of cling on, like, hang on to all of that past stuff, and to how it was been, and to everything involved around the way that we earn money, or how, you know, money was flowed into our life, and to any security that we had involving all of that. Hold on to that, but that's dissolving. So that is not the place. The place to hold on to is what you can't see. It's what you are consciously co-creating with your energy, right? But what are you consciously co-creating with your energy? Because if you are focused on over here, the old, that's dissolving. You need to be super clear on what it is you're wishing to manifest. Be very energetically connected to that, and be working every single day, or playing with it every single day, and being in that energy of what you're wishing to co-create, because it's already there. It's just that you can't see it yet, right? And that is where you're needing to be. And so this new moon, and the work that I'm going to be doing with my Activate members with that, is going to be supporting those shifts, opening up more of the third eye, I would imagine, with Dragonfly. I don't know until I actually run the energy what comes through. And also a lot of clearing of attachments, you know, even attachments to the old systems, to the old financial systems, or maybe attachments to the way that you used to pull in energy. You know, did you pull in your money through hard work, through struggle? Well, that's going to go. It's not the way that we are going to be co-creating in the new earth. It's not the way. It's not how it works. So if you are manifesting in that kind of old 3D type of way, that is going to get harder and harder and harder. And so there's a whole dynamics of how one manifests in the 5D. Whole dynamics of how we do that. And so the more that we can cultivate within ourselves, the stronger our energetic foundation will be, so that as the old collapses and the new naturally births through that, because you are focused energetically and strengthening that connection within yourself and solidifying that energetic foundation within yourself and clearing everything that you do, this, you'll start to see evidence of that. This will rise just naturally. But it's only going to rise naturally if you are consciously co-creating. Not from a position of this is what I want, but from a position of this is who I am being. Very different. very, very different energetically. So that's the new moon. And also we had the Sylph come through. And so to me, again, it was that balance with the Sylph. But it's also about, you know, what's inspiring you. It's about creating from your gifts, from your creativity. And again, this is what I just feel so deeply. And I don't know, it's just so important for me that people are really following their inner guidance, following their inspiration, following their creativity, following what is, and developing and owning what is unique to them and getting it out there in the world. Because I feel that's where more of the manifestation is going to come from. If you are in a job and you are manifesting from a place of, it's because it's what you have to do, it's because you don't know what else to do, it's because it's the only thing you know how to do, and it is not joyful, you're not passionate about it, then it's going to get harder and harder. So this is the leap of faith we have to make. This jump is a leap of faith we have to make. And to me, this is the time, right? Because it's just going to get more and more challenging, I feel. But if you are following your passion, if you are following your joy, if you are owning that, owning your creativity, owning your gifts, owning your talents, owning that unique part of who you are, and I would imagine that you will probably be starting to connect to that already. Then next week, that is the portal of that coming through more for you, which is super, super exciting. So, so exciting. And then it's not finished for next week, because then on the 23rd, we have got Pluto coming into Aquarius. Now, there is a lot involved around that, but initially it's going to be involved with the north and the south nodes, because there's some aspects involved around that, very strong aspects involved around that. And the north and south nodes are evolved around the financial axis. So again, this is why all of this is going to be playing out more and more and more, which is why focusing on what it is you're wishing to bring through and birth your new reality is really, to me, the path of least resistance when it comes to navigating all the chaos that is going out there. That is the best way that is going to serve you the best. Honestly, this bee is just, it's beautiful. It's just buzzing around all the time whilst I've been doing this recording, which is really, really beautiful. So if you would like to join me, or if you're already booked on, amazing, for the Equinox, I so look forward to sharing the downloads with you, sharing everything that's coming through. And I know it's going to support you so, so much to open up and to receive, to come into that absolute state of balance so that you can download whatever it is you're wishing and needing to download within all of that. But I also know that it's very, very deeply connected to that reconnection to your spiritual lineage. If you are also joining me for the new moon the next day in Aries, I'm really looking forward to that. That will be at, I think it's at 11 o'clock a.m. if you are a Temple Activate member. If you're not a Temple Activate member and you want to join, I'll put the links in for you for that. I know we've had a huge amount of new members coming in with Luna, so I want to say hi to you. If you'd like to upgrade, just either email us or just upgrade, and then we'll do the shift internally for you for that as well. And yeah, that's kind of what I really wanted to share with you. Actually, a much longer recording than I had envisaged. But just know this is a huge gateway that we are opening up to. It's very, very exciting, and I feel it's really what all of us as light workers, as spiritually aware people, have literally been waiting for. Literally, this is what we've been waiting for. And oh yeah, it's, it's really just about tapping into your uniqueness and owning that and following your intuition. That's really big. Following your intuition, following your inner guidance, and taking that inspired action. You've got to take that inspired action, and it's the interplay within all of that, within yourself, and how you run your energy, and the sovereignty and the empowerment that comes through that with you. And I feel you're really going to see it on the planet in April, because in April we have got the eclipse season. So that is going to be so big, and I will be talking more about that, you know, in the next few weeks or so. But just know that this, I feel, next week is that energetic gateway of that whole new you, those new frequencies that have already, I feel you're already starting to sense anyway, but they're really now going to birth. You're going to start to feel them. You're going to start to see, you know, tangible stuff that you can feel, you can see, you can, you know, you're going to start realizing more, basically, and that's just going to increase. As long as you can hold that higher state flow, as long as you can ride that momentum and keep on taking that inspired action whenever you're guided, even though it is going to make you feel a little bit jittery. It will do, because you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone in whatever you're being guided to do. So enjoy the equinox, have a beautiful time. Maybe get outside. I'm hoping it's going to be like this here in the UK, but who knows with the weather. I will be facilitating it here on my sacred site, so we get also, you know, that sort of whole vortex of sacred site energy as well, so that's a huge plus as well. And then enjoy the new moon the next day. And you may want to do some rituals around that, and, you know, whatever you feel guided to do. Again, trust your intuition. I really feel more than anything, this is really about trusting your intuition, trusting what's coming through, and just following through with that. Take care. Lots of love to you. Bye.